Okay, so this is, I think, number 13, video number 13 is what we're about to do. This is about coding the main Java application with it, which is called main activity, is what we're going to call it, is the main activity with it. So when you have this entire package that all comes together with it, this particular package we'll look for the main activity in here with it. In the main activity, it's going to look for the, what's the other file called? The activity underscore main.xml, which is the layout with it. Don't confuse between those two with it. As a test question with it, I need for you to know. Here, let me give you put this in writing for you, so you can see what I'm talking about. So one of the things I want you to know is what is the main activity I'm gonna enlarge this in a second. Activity .java. View font. Let's crank that about 20. Y'all see that? So what is this is in Android SDK. Okay. So something very similar as a test question like this, or not this exact words, but what is the main activity.java in Android? What does this do? And the second question I want to ask is, how is the main activity.java different from the, what's the other file called? Activity. These are two different files, underscore main.xml. Okay. These are really good two test questions I need for you to know. They're going to be in some way, somehow, you come across this, you have to know. So let's talk about the first one, the main activity. What is that? This is where, what is the main activity.java in Android? What does it do? This is the main activity code is where the Java file basically resides, right? This is your Java file resides here, right? But this is the actual application or source code file, which word wrap. The actual application file, which ultimately gets converted to remember what becomes is what? Your virtual machine, right? With it, so it becomes what's called executable is the .class with it. In programming, we call that Delvic, which is the class file with it, executable. You're going to hear this. I'm going to put this in that. Okay. So the source file is this. The source file is your .jva. That's your source file, right? And it's converted to the Delvic class with it and runs your application. Know that with it. How is the main activity Java file different from this? Well, it differs a lot with it. Like I said, the main activity XML is actually the layout for this with it. So the activity underscore main.xml is a layout file available in res in the resource layout directory. That is referenced by your application when it builds or compiles, building its interface. Okay. So you're going to need to modify this frequently to change the layout of the application with it. So you you will need this file to modify the layout of the application. Okay, so two different files I need for you to know for the test questions with it. You know, it could be anything with, I don't know, I came up with like 20 questions in here with it. But you gotta know what's going on with this before we come across and understand and how to tackle this main activity, that Java file with it. So what I would like for you to do, I'm going to leave this up here with it, and you take notes of this thing. So I'm going to take this down for a second with it. I'm going to close off the activity underscore main.xml, and I'm going to come over here and look at your activity, main activity.java. And I commented out a lot of the sections for you because each one of these comments refers to, first of all, when you look at this, you notice it's all grayed out, and because it's commented out, meaning that the compiler does not see any of the syntax. There's two types of comments here. I did here // beginning any lines with a / means what? Means that you have is the ignores that one line. The /*, if you have a paragraph, multiple lines, it ignores it as well. I want you to think of using comments like this to document, and in industry we use comments to debug. All right, so we don't delete code, we comment it out, and we document it as we hide it with it as well. So something to think about. All right, so we're about to get into and start coding the actual Java file with it. So I need for you to open up your Java file with it, and here we go with it as well. The package, this is the name of the file that I call it. When I first call it tic-tac, and it's dataflayer.com with it, so just ignore that first line with it, okay? You need to include, most of the time when you write your stuff, it's going to have import in your preprocessor packages in here with it as well. So let me bring in some of these pre-packages files for you to see with it. So hold on a second. I just noticed something in this file. When I was cleaning up the file, I didn't take out the the parentheses in this. So there was in line 33. Just remove that one parentheses for me, okay? I wonder why it's not picking up the import yet with it. Okay, that's okay. You need this one right here because this is the one that's input output. It's basically that's your interface app compatibility with it as well. So this is a library file that your preprocessor imports in, that loads into this thing. For the rest of this with it, every time when you use these contents that I want to put in here right now, these are the contents. Gosh, that really bothers me when it's all grayed out because it wants me to, because of this thing right here. It's wrapping it. Not picking it up. That's okay. It's going. It's That's okay. This will turn on the moment I put in the rest of the code in here. So it usually, when I put in the content of my function, it usually imports in as I do this. So bear with me. It looks grayed out right now with it. All right. So we'll deal with this as well as we come. Every function needs to have a public static void main with it. This is the main entrance of this particular code we're using right now with it. So the main class goes here with it. Nope. Type that. Public class main activity extends app. Okay, and this right here, this curly brackets, this needs to be down here at the bottom to close that off with it. Okay, so this is the main function of everything that we're doing in here as well with it, and it's containing all of this inside of our main function as we roll this out with it. All right. All right. Yeah, you see this is picking up color right now with it. The rest of these, line 6 to line 14, is, you don't, here, let me just take that out with it, because we haven't written any of these functions here. The moment we write these functions, it's going to import in the intent, the bundle, the menu item, view, buttons, table layout, table row, table view. Okay, so keep an eye out for that, because I haven't used any of the functions down here yet with it as well. All right. So here, what I need to do is to come in, and we need to actually define some variables in here at this time with it. So this is a good place to put in a private integer grid size with it as well with it. So I'm going to define that right here with it. So private integer grid size with it. And the second one is I'm going to use that table layout. Is the data type that comes with the files with it. That's the table layout, Android widget table layout. Alt Enter. You see the moment I did that, it adds in the Android comp app table up here. You see that? It adds that table. Import that file in there for me as well. Okay, that makes it really nice with it. The next one I need to run is the text view. The moment I define this data type, it's going to actually bring in Alt Enter. Watch, Alt Enter will add in the import file with it as well. I also need to add in an array. Okay. I need to add in a char character, taking turns. I also need to add in doing what's called an @ override. Now this @ override is very interesting with it as well. So this @ override allows me to, as a child object, I can override the basic object where I came from. All right. So I use this in this next one that I'm going to actually write this particular function with it. So this particular function, I'm going to create a bundle of a saved instance of what's called void. This is the first function inside of this with it as well. So, all right. Let me hold on. There's a lot of errors here. I just noticed here. So bundle save instance. On create save instance state. All right. Let me tell you what's going on here. Let me check the time. Oh shoot, 16 minutes. All right. Let me stop. This is the end of 13.